Okay guys, so today we are jumping into the July 2018 ArtSnacks box. And if you're not familiar with ArtSnacks, it is a monthly subscription. You can pay $24 a month, $132 for 6 months, or you can pay $240 for a year's subscription. Each month you get a sampling of various types of art supplies. So let's open up the box and see what we got for July. Alright, so each month you get a card with just a little snippet of information on each item in the box. You also get a candy, hence ArtSnacks, so that's my candy, matches my tissue paper really well this month. And then you also get, ooh, that's cool, a sticker of their logo. It looks like it's supposed to kind of look like watermelon, which is really neat. Alright, you also get items in tissue, and then sometimes if your items are too big, you'll also have some loose items in the box. So it looks like we have 2 of those. And typically your items are wrapped in tissue, except for our 2 that did not fit this month. So let's open this up. We'll take a sneak peek of what we got, and then we'll break them down one at a time. Okay, so there's a quick peek. Take them away. Alright, so first thing we got is a Grumbacher watercolor sample paper, which is really cool. I got another sample paper, I believe by the same company, but it was, I want to say it was mixed media, so this time they've sent me watercolor paper. And this is a bonus item. This month we've included a sample pad of Grumbacher watercolor paper for you to try out your new supplies. This 140-pound cold pressed paper is excellent for wet media such as ink and watercolor. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a piece out to test out our new stuff. Alright, so second thing, we got a very fancy paintbrush, and I know you can see here it's got a really unique grip, so it's been shaped to fit your fingers. Very fancy. So let's read about this. So this is the Museum Emerald Artist Brush by Weber. It's $5.99 to $10.49 depending on brush type, and they sent me an 8. I'm sorry, they sent me an 8 round. The Museum Emerald Artist Brush by Weber is truly a gem. Its exclusive patented handle lets your fingers rest gently in the indentations to relieve fatigue and maximize performance. The durable synthetic Taklon bristles provide ultimate control and can withstand extensive use in oil, acrylic, and watercolor. It's suitable for various applications and techniques, so try it out with your new Aqua ink. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this off. So there's our bristles. So bristles are really nice. This is really cool. I'm just really blown away. This is an incredibly fancy paintbrush, so I can't wait to test it out with my ink. So I'm going to put it right there, so it's ready for when I need it. So the next thing we got is a Copic Drawing Pen. Oh wow. So it's got a nib at the end. Get the feeling of a traditional fountain pen without the inky mess. The Copic Drawing Pen features a stainless steel tip, perfect for inking and drawing. Achieve a variety of widths by simply changing your writing pressure. The water-based dye ink won't bleed when used with Copic products or other markers. However, it's not waterproof. Be sure to let ink or watercolor dry completely before using this pen over it. So just a reminder, this is not a waterproof pen. Writes really well though. I like that. That's cool. Alright, next thing we got is the Molotow 1-for-All Acrylic Twin Marker. And this is a staff favorite. Sturdy tips, one awesome marker. The Molotow 1-for-All Acrylic Twin Marker is filled with highly opaque acrylic-based ink that flows from 2 different tips. 1.5 millimeter on one end and 4 millimeters on the other. UV resistant and permanent on nearly all surfaces, this marker will be handy for a variety of projects. To begin paint flow, give the marker a good shake, then gently press down the nib several times on your art surface. Alright, so let's give it a shake and then we'll see how it does. Alright, I gave it a good shake. Let's press it down a couple of times. Oh, I can see it. It's coming. Alright, let's give that one a second and then we'll go ahead and try and do this one too. And when I've been getting these, I've been trying to give them a second for the ink to soak in, because I think sometimes I get a little impatient and I press it too many times and then I end up with way too much ink in the tip. Ooh, that's nice. So I really like this. Let's see how it reacts with some water. So it does really well with the water. Let's see if my paintbrush is going to come clean. So it reacts really well with the water. It comes right off my paintbrush when I rinse it off, which is good. So I really like this. It works well on its own and it works well when you add water to it. Okay. And last but not least, let's check out our ink they sent us. So this is the Marabu Graphix Aqua ink, and it's a new product. Marabu has a new addition to their exciting graphics line, Aqua ink. This ultra brilliant pigmented watercolor ink is transparent and highly light fast. Even after drying, the ink can be completely dissolved with water, making the creative possibilities endless. The bright hues can be mixed together, so pick up some more colors in the ArtSnacks shop and get experimenting. Well, that kind of makes me wish they sent me two instead of one so I could test them out together. So they sent us Carmine Red, number 32. So let's open it up. Ooh, that's pretty. Alright. And let's test this out with our new brush. So I'm just going to dip right in with a dry brush. Ooh, that's pretty. It's a really strong, vibrant red. To me, it kind of starts to get a little gummy there towards the end. I don't think you can really see it with the camera, but as I kind of start to thin it out, I don't know, it just looks a little gummy to me. Let's add some water to it. So this does really well with the water also. Let's see if we can get a small enough amount to give it a chance to dry, because it says once it's dry, you can also go back and rehydrate it and wet it. Okay, so this part looks like it might be fairly dry. This up here is still shiny, so I can tell that it's still a little wet. But anyway, let's go ahead and add some water and see what happens. So I pretty much was able to remove the whole shape. It kind of lingered there for a second right there, but you can see now it's totally gone. I don't have like a little leftover blob from where it soaked into the paper and dried, so that's a major plus, because sometimes with watercolor, once it's soaked into the paper, it's there. There's no removing the blob. So it reacts really well even once you've given it a chance to dry. I guess you could wait a little longer than I did, but just for the sake of this demo, I think it was a decent amount of time. So overall, I'm really happy with what I got. I like my little bottle of ink. I would be interested in getting some more colors and testing them out. The Copic Drawing Pen was a really nice surprise. I was not expecting it to have a tip like this, so I'm interested to test it out. Definitely gonna save it for Inktober. I also like my acrylic twin tip marker. It works really well. It's got a nice color to it, nice and strong. And we did test it with water, and it works really well with water. I guess the biggest surprise was my paintbrush. I mean, I'm just really blown away by this. This is super fancy. I love the part holding the brush here, and I love the fancy little grip they gave me. And I also like my little sampling of watercolor paper they sent me. Like I said, I've also gotten a sample of mixed media paper, so now I'm glad to get to try out the watercolor paper also. So that is it for the month of July. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.